They are not even criticizing history. They just want to be entertained by other. What other people are doing is what is making them to respond, to even be alive. If nobody else is doing anything, they are not alive. They cannot do anything by themselves. So when you see those people who are commenting, who are responding, that is it now. They chose you category because somebody is doing something and then you are just correspond. You are an observer in life. Then the observers, they don't just follow the history maker. So because they come to I'm the history maker, so I must have a critic. There is no history maker that doesn't have critics. Everybody has their own place in history. So as you have the history makers, you must have people who are attacking them or criticizing them. Go and look at any biography. Go and look at any history. Go and look at any book. There are always people who are making history and people who are trying to tear them down. Then there are those ones who are just there to say, either they are going to support, they are the supporters of history maker, or they are the supporters of, of the critics, or they are just observers. They are observing the history maker, they are observing the critic, they are commenting on the history maker, then they are commenting on the critic. Then there are some others who are just the followers and the observers of critics and commenting on what they are doing alone. Even though you are not part of them, even though you are not you don't like what they are doing, but you are sitting down in your own house commenting what the critic is doing. A destroyer, because a critic is a destroyer. You are sitting in your own house commenting a destroyer. And you know it's a destroyer. And you are doing there, you are just living by the life of a destroyer. If you want to comment, at least be on the side of the history maker and mover, shaker and mover. Go and comment on history maker and shaker and mover, not on the destroyer and critic. Let them be doing their own job. They will have their own followers who are like them too. But you must be on the right side of history. So those three categories of people are the people we have in life. Unfortunately, most people are just the mediocres, the people who are just the observers, who just want to be entertained, and who are just the commentators of history. Some people are making history, some people criticize history, some people are commenting history. Some people are making history, some people are destroying what they are making, and some people are just commenting and observing and and observing and and commenting on what either the destroyers are doing or what the history makers are doing. That's why we have the history makers training. That's why we call it history makers. Not commentators training, no. And not critics training, but history makers training. I'm sure I've not answered your question, second question. I think this thing I answered still pertains to the first one. But I have to hear what you have to say first. If you want to repeat for the second question you had asked, I will be happy to also answer that.
Okay, sir. Thank you. You have touched some cities, some areas that I would also love to ask you questions over. And then that also will also help everyone, because I really want to understand, and everyone who is listening to know that the intention of this program was born out of interest to call a family meeting as just my own concern, and then to reshape people's focus and to get the position, place where they belong to in this group of people you just mentioned. You just mentioned history maker training, and then I began to remember the noise around that. We have seen people who went for history who have never made history. Well, that is not the discourse of today. But one thing you said that is very key, which is, I think, is the beginning of individual who is going to make history, is those who come on this platform to hear you live, as important as that will be, is they are not the real people, but individuals who take the message and themselves up somewhere. They are going to be the one that will eventually become the history makers. They are not the one who participate in history makers training online and watch it, but individuals who repeatedly go back to solitude and invest time on those things. Invest time on those things. TSA. Nigeria at its where. Our system does not give you room. if you have a job, let me give you instance in Lagos. If you have a job, you go to work Monday to Friday, you wake up, if you wake up anything late than 4:30 a.m., you will late to office. So at least 4:30 a.m. you must be on the road. That means you have woke up from 3:30 or 3 o'clock to prepare yourself and get out of your house by 4:30 a.m. so that you can get to the office before 8. And then you will not come back to your house until 11 p.m. That is the system. On Saturday, you are expected to come for training in your office. And on Sunday, you must be at church as a worker. You must be at church by 6 a.m. and you will stay for workers' meeting after service. The earliest time you can get home is 2 p.m. or 1 p.m. Then you still have some indigenous family meeting somewhere you want to attend, and the whole week. And that is the system of. Now, Nigerians who are listening to you, who are based in Nigeria, what do you say? How do you think they can create time to lock themselves and begin to develop themselves through solitude?
No, it's not through solitude. It has to be through personal relationship with God. That's what I've done from this platform. If you listen to a lot of people who have really been following and listening to me on their own, who are really working hard to listen to me, not just the ones who come on live broadcasts and comment and disappear, but the ones who are really listening on their own, who are following the series on YouTube, who are on SoundCloud or Telegram, who are really working on themselves hard, you will discover that they have reclaimed their lost years. You will discover that most of them, if they go to church at all, it will be as an exception.
Yeah.
There is no way you could be listening to me for real and still be in bondage to a church program or somebody else's program. There is just no way you could say you are listening to me even for at least good 3 months. That you will say you are going to allow anybody else to plan your life. Then you have not even had the essay. You don't even know the essay. Talk less of going to church 3-4 times a day. A week and sitting down there. If you have been listening to me, you know that it is personal relationship that matters with God. It's not all those religious things you do. I've hammered on that so strongly that there is no way you could say you have listened to me that you are still going to church. Even if you are going to church, it might just be as formality, but not for you to be possessed by the church again. So the way we are planning to do it is to let people know that when it comes to religion, they don't need church in the first place. They don't even need pastor. And if they go to church or something, it's just because they want to go and be of a benefit to other people, to serve other people. Not because they want to go to church because they need God. No, they need God. They have God already in their house, in them, every day. So that one will not take their time again. So then concerning the family meetings, things like that, you see, when people have discovered who are known God, they will not, I did a teaching, a whole series on, what did I call itself? High yielding lifestyle and low yielding lifestyle.
Yeah.
High yielding lifestyle versus low yielding lifestyle. So if you have been listening to me, you probably have listened to that high yielding lifestyle versus low yielding lifestyle. And you probably have heard about my book or read my book, How to Regain Your Lost Years. And you also probably know about love. Everything is just about love. You love God, love people. It's not about the ceremony, going to all the meetings and sitting down there. And if you have listened to my church series, How to Know God Through the Church, not the church and cult series, that's different. But this one is How to Know God Through the Church. You will have discovered what will be. It will be easy, unless they don't listen to me. But if they listen to me with pure heart, or even if they are observers, they are supposed to have gotten that one. Even if they are losers and mediocres, they are supposed also to have gotten that one.
Okay, thank you very much, Adelaja. I'm so happy for your response so far. As relating to Nigeria now, we are dealing with the mindset of Nigerians, and I really want to readdress the question of Nigerians' mindset, the way we think here is, we don't take blame for our responsibility. We don't take blame for our failure. We rather want you to talk to other people rather than talking to us. When you dare talk to us about what we are also doing that is wrong, we begin to take it for being an enemy. And you are coming to meet this kind of people who have this kind of mindset, and this also replicates itself in the ways where we pray. We rather call on the devil, witches, and wizards in the church who is disturbing us from progressing, rather than telling ourselves the bitter truth that how you invest your time, what you waste your time on is even the witches and wizards that is disturbing you. We rather want the pastor who will tell us to come for 7 days with cutlass, that we're about to kill the witches and wizards in our home, than telling us the bitter truth. You are coming to meet this kind of people. You are coming to tell this kind of people the truth they don't want to hear. Sir, how much are you prepared to do this to them, to tell them this without damaging them? What I mean by damaging them is without making them to think they are the architect of their problem, though they will hear that they are the architect of their problem. You will let them know this is what you are doing is even the source of your problem. But how do you intend to penetrate them, make them to accept the message, yet they will still hear the truth?
I think that's one of the greatest things that I do well. There are 2 books I just saw now. Very nice. These 2 books, somebody just wrote me recently about the white one. Rid yourself of shallow-mindedness. The person said this is the book that just did it for him. He said he used to go to church. There is only one day he doesn't go to church in a week. For 6 days a week he's in church. And there is no decision he will ever take without asking the pastor. He was an assistant pastor. He said, but somebody somehow in Africa brought this book to him. He said when he read this book finished, he said right now, Bishop, he said, Pastor, I don't go to church. I went to start my own business. Right now, I'm just crying about one thing. So it's easy to make it like this. He said, I discovered that it's so easy to make it even in Nigeria. But that's after I stopped going to church. And I faced what really I needed to do with life. So just rid yourself of shallow-mindedness. Because if anybody will rid themselves of shallow-mindedness, take life serious, then look at the other one too. The Kingdom of Sons. It's all about responsibility. Then I'm going to mention 2 other books. You Are Born to Make Your Nation Great, and The Role of the Elite in National Transformation. So the role of the elite is also about responsibility. Take responsibility as elite for everybody and everyone around you. Even though Nigeria elite doesn't take responsibility, they just want to shop from the cake, from the national cake, but they don't take responsibility. They always blame. That's why I wrote the book. Then the other book, You Are Born to Make Your Nation Great, is for the elite, for them to begin to resolve the problem of the country as the elite. But the other one, You Are Born to Make Your Nation Great, is just for the ordinary human being, any citizen of any country, that we are all here to make our nations great. So those are 2 books there. So all my books, when you look at them, one is how to build a great nation through the dignity of labor. So then Power and Force of Discipline, for personal life and for nation building. That's another book. Everything, is going to be easy unless they don't listen and they don't read my books. But as many as will read my books and follow my teachings, it will be difficult for them to remain. In fact, they will need to spend more effort to remain the way they are right now than to just surrender and say, okay, let me just change. Because I am used to taking people from nowhere. I am used to taking people from the street, from homelessness, from outcasts, from drug addictions, from alcoholism, from poverty, and making them to successful people. I'm used to that. That is my anointing. That is my grace. I heard that some people were saying, where are the millionaires that Sunday Adelaja said he has raised? Okay, I'm going to specially ask my team to release all the videos about all these millionaires. More than two. I spoke about 200, right? You will see more than 200 with your own eyes. And they will be coming to tell their own story and how much they are worth. And there will be more than that 200. So just because I keep being quiet, because it's irrelevant. What does that do to you? If either you believe or you want to believe, you come and learn. You don't want to believe or don't believe. But what is your own talk? Talk. Where are the people? Okay, you should see them. Well, either you go and learn. What will they give you money? They will not give you, because you go and learn as well. So people are people. Let them make their own choice.
I think this is getting very interesting, and one is getting blessed because of one of the things you are saying now. And also, I want to attest to the fact that if anybody will have a testimony of an encounter, I am one of them. I have been a prophet in White Garment Church since I was 9 years old. I have been everywhere. I've done everything possibly imagine. And then if to talk about one of the most popular prophets around the CNS, I'm one of them. And an encounter with you within 2 weeks. I was in my house and the message just came on my Facebook and shared it. Though I've read your article some years ago. And I began to listen to that. I could not close my eyes. I told somebody there, and I said, this person, I couldn't close my eyes for 2 weeks. I was just in my sitting room listening to a series of messages. I would doze off and wake up. I could not move. And then I can attest to the fact that I gained directions. I gained clarity. It was easy for me to walk away from those things I thought were benefits to my life. When you talk about benefit, I mean benefit in time of you do nothing, just receive call, tell people vision, either correct or fake, and you begin to make money. But because an encounter with the word that I hear on this platform, I could walk away easily without any need to look back and say, would I go back? It wasn't easy to walk away anyway, because I lost many friends. I lost many relations, many connections, many contacts, so many people. In fact, I was an associate pastor of a fast-growing church. My name was removed from it and all stuff. But it doesn't even cross my heart, because of something was coming from this platform that was just beyond ordinary. A man I've never seen or touched before. But by the virtue of his word, I could have this internal change within me. I was saying, I said something. It is over 2 years that I stepped my leg in the church. In terms of, I'm going to church, I just carry my bag and go there. Over 2 years. But I can tell you, my experience in the past 2 years has been more tremendous than years I have been going to church and ministering everywhere. So I also believe that everyone who is hearing this should know that the focus we need is to concentrate on the truth we have come to learn on this platform. Dear say before, I think this will be my final question before we allow others who want to call in to call in. You have not really touched on the issue that relates with Nigeria, because this is a program that talk about Nigerian mindset. And I'm trying to relate every of these things to Nigeria and as Nigeria thinks. How Nigerians think. This is what you are coming to meet on ground. You are coming to meet a set of people who does not accept responsibility. You have answered it. That God gave you that grace.
No, I will answer that. Okay, so the question you ask is that how do you plan? How do I plan to change these people that never accept responsibility, but are rather looking forward to what the Papa will say, or what the GO will say, or what I will say. I've got to teach them from my own example. I plan to let them, just like I'm doing right here on the platform. You know, when they see that I'm not asking for their offering, I'm not asking for their tithe, I am not telling them they have to come to church, I'm not telling them they have to come to Sunday service, I'm not telling them they have to do anything. I just teach you the truth. You have the responsibility to do what you want with it. If any one of them comes, okay, people used to come fly to Ukraine here, and what they fly here to Ukraine to do is that I lay hands on them. And I tell them, let me tell you the truth. If you will go and listen to 200 of my messages,
wow,
that will give you more than answer. If I lay hands on you right now, it doesn't change anything at all. It is what you listen to, what you build up in yourself, that will give you that thing that you desire. If you go and listen to those 200 messages and you have notes from them, or you go and finish the mentorship program, and then you still want me to bless you and you lay hands on you, I will do it. But you don't qualify for me to lay hands on you right now. Because the hand will not change you. So I'm going to use my own personal experience to help them. Then another thing I'm going to do to help these people is to encourage them to read. Because I know if people will read my books, it will help them. It will bring the truth and enlightenment to them. I will also encourage them to listen. You know, I always say, go and listen to as many messages as possible. At least 200 of them. Yeah, so I'm going to encourage them to go and do that. Then some people are saying, oh, I want to brainwash people because I'm telling them, go and listen to 200 of my messages. It's a way to brainwash them. So, so that, okay, brainwash them so that what? So that they will bring money to me. You see, you know, there must be a goal. If you go to court and they say somebody committed a crime, there must be a motive for why he committed that crime. That is one of the bases for judgment. There is nobody that is ever condemned for any crime if you cannot prove the motive. If you say he killed this person and they say this is the weapon that he used to kill, they found the weapon right there in his hand, they will still not condemn him and convict him if they don't argue the motive. And even if somebody comes out and say, I committed the crime, I'm the one who did it, I come to confess, they will still not convict him. There must be a motive why he said he has to do that. So if you are now saying that I am saying people should go and listen to 200 of my messages so that they will become what? They become my followers. They're already my followers. Just go and listen to 200 something. But you are not even my follower. I said I don't even have followers. Go and listen to the truth. Go and get the truth. But if you are saying, I have an interest in that, what interest? For them to go and listen to the 200 messages for free, they are not buying the CDs. They are not buying the tapes. So what is my gain in that? I am spending to put those things there. To give it for them for free. Who is spending? What is my gain? My gain is just for them to benefit, to grow, to change, to be better. Are they going to listen to something and pay for it? No, it's for free. They don't need to pay for it. Even the mentorship group, they don't need to pay for it. Will they need to give me tithe and offering or thanks offering? No. I'm not taking anything from anyone. So what's my benefit? Nothing. It is only your own benefit. So what is the motive? Oh, to become your members. I don't have church for you to become a member. Even here in Ukraine where I have church, we don't have membership. We don't have membership. We don't have registry. Nobody registers. So I'm going to just show example to people for them to see that there is a better way of doing things than the way they are used to.
Thank you very much, Jesse. I am so glad, and I believe that everyone who is listening this evening will have understood that where you have come to learn, you have come to learn about the truth. These 200 messages was what I had the first time when I started listening. Said, if you want to really understand what I'm saying, you must listen to 200 messages. Okay, I remember I wrote a letter then, and I was telling you about what I was passing through. Then you said, go and listen to 200 messages, do 200 of my messages. I took that serious. And I tell you, I took it serious. I decided to listen to more than 200. So the plan was, I have a flash drive where I have audio messages you have preached earlier 2016, audio messages that whenever I'm in my car, I'm playing is automatic playing. I have laptop when I come to my house, so it's just hearing it round the clock, and I can attest to the truth and to the fact that Bible is becoming more clearer. God is becoming more closer than what I have been doing before. And I'm also sure many people on this platform can also attest to that. Those who have taken that instruction serious. There are series of instructions that have been given here today, which I think individuals should take note of them. Whatever is not on the side of history making, don't join them. What you come to look for, the truth you come after, should be your focus. And anyone who say, I want to come and learn here, it's not the people that only listen online and comment, and this is not bad. It's okay. It's acceptable. Those who hear it first, they get it first. But more than just hearing, that's also important for us to take time to lock ourselves up and study. Not only study, I listened to the last HMT of our system, and then somebody gave me that book to read. And this morning I started 5 a.m. to read that book till this evening before we start this program. I thought I understood that training, but when I read that book, when I started reading that book, then I got to see DSA talking, walking to my room, and we are having heart-to-heart conversation. It's different from I'm just hearing him talking to the whole people. So these are the secrets through which we can begin to learn and get ourselves first, yourself better. DSA, I'm so glad, and I think I am through with my question on this topic. You can allow others.
Yes, let me try to ask. Thank you so very much, Israel. You are always coming up with all these innovative ideas and questions. Brilliant, very, very commendable. Let me ask people who are watching us right now to go ahead and call. You can call into the program by going to Facebook Messenger. When you get to Facebook Messenger, look for Move Agents. Go to Facebook Messenger and look for Move Agents. Facebook Messenger, look for Move Agents. And when you get to Move Agents, just write and drop us a line that you want to call. Just, send us SMS that you want to call. Facebook Messenger, Move Agents. And now I also want to let you know about this book here. Kingdom of Sons. Kingdom of Sons. So, on Ushol, Nadaflushit, Gekran, should be beloved Yatam. So, Kingdom of Sons. And it's my latest book. Please go ahead and get a copy for yourself if you so desire. It's going to just transform your own life, your life in a way that is unimaginable. Every Christian needs to read this book, because right now pastors are keeping us as children in the pulpit, in the pews, but we all need to grow up and become sons. And I've spoken about the second book, Rid Yourself of Shallow-Mindedness. It's about thinking. This book is going to help you to learn how to think and to be able to be in charge of your own life, in charge of your own thought life, and in charge of your life in general. So, for those of you who are yet to join the mentorship program, the way to do it is to go to sundaydelajablog.com/mentorship. sundaydelajablog.com/mentorship. And today, I'm going to be starting a new series. is going to be on understanding service and stewardship. It's going to be a series on stewardship. I would really like to encourage you to join and watch this program today on stewardship. It's going to be life-defining, life-transforming topic and subject. So get ready for that one as well. So let's see if we have a caller. Does anybody want to call? Okay, nobody is intended to call yet. Nobody has registered to call yet. Let's see, maybe we need to wait a few more minutes if anybody would like to call. But this is the program that we call Nigerian Mindset, where, Israel comes to challenge me on the belief systems of Nigerians and the things that I must know about our people. So it has been of a help to me, and I hope it has also been of a help to people who are listening, to these teachings. So if there are no callers, I would like to say, I think tomorrow I would be coming back again with Pastor Eric Lindu, to talk about the questions from the Francophone world. So I think that will be another exciting moment before they go back to Africa. But thank you so very much.